Hey everybody, welcome back to The Real Bottom Line. This is episode 2. Once again, I'm Dominique Landry.
I'm Mike Cook.
And we have our glorious guest, co-host.
Hi y'all. It's my hand. I'm
What's
waving
your name?
hi. Oh, Gloria Ross. I'm the communication manager at Common Ground Management.
With the little hand. So episode 1, we talked about the power of planning, specifically with like education from the early childhood, elementary, secondary education. And so obviously the next progression out of that is, in this day and age, in the year 2025, is college still a good option? Is college, when we was coming up, I'm 39, it was always like, there's no question you're going to college. Like, it was life threats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Life threats on the college piece. But now it seems as though college is in a bad situation. Some colleges are struggling to make money. Colleges are struggling for enrollment. You deal with it day in and day out. I went to St. Joe's, you went to Pitt. So today's episode, the real bottom line is, A, is the college business model still a good option for colleges? B, is it still a good option for students? Especially with everybody wanting to be a content creator and make money on their YouTube, clicks and likes and shit. I don't understand it. I don't understand none of it, but we're gonna dive into it. But this time we're gonna start with Glow, because Glow, she swagged out on content. She know the game. So Glow, how's content changed your life? But you also have kids that range in I ain't gonna say the age ranges.
Right. Well, no, it's okay.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Nobody really knows how old the youngest daughter is, because you give me different ages all the time.
No.
But you got 3 kids. They've all
Right.
gone through Girard College.
Right.
The eldest 32, and the youngest 14.
Right, yes. And the middle is 25. So I've had them in all different generations.
Different eras, generations. So is college important for you, for them?
No.
Especially the youngest one.
No, it's not. And
Okay.
sadly, it's the thing about going to Girard College, they all want to go to college.
Right.
Like my youngest daughter still wants to go to college, although she does content and she is an influencer. She still wants to go to college. I think because of the school, the dynamics of how it's set up, it still teaches them the mindset of college is still important, which I believe college is important. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I never said it was like a do or die, like my kids had to go to college. It's definitely ultimately up to them. The whole content creation piece I see nowadays with kids saying they don't want to go to college because they look on social media and think that content creation is a way to skip college to make money, because they see, and they got to realize social media is what people just show you. It's not always what's reality. So this Friday, I'm going to be speaking to a bunch of kids at the PYN, the program that my daughter is in and she's working with. They asked me to come speak. So I'm going to be speaking to young kids, and I'm going to let them know the other side of content creation, because believe it or not, me working with Dom and Jim and Sherm at where I work at afforded me the mindset to be able to navigate content creation. And that's because being around them, I'm learning the business side of everything. And you cannot do content creation without knowing the business side. So would I say skip college and just create content? I would never tell a child that. Because believe it or not, once I get a brand deal, that whole process is very lengthy. It's not a brand just reaches out to you and say, hey, post this content. No, you have to literally write scripts for the brand. You have to revise videos, edit videos, revise them. It's like a whole brief that you have to know what you're reading. And how are you going to do that if you don't have any experience in the business world or being in college? High school, I don't think, really kind of prepares you for the business side, because it's a difference. If you're going to be a content creator, what are you getting out of it? Like me, I knew I had to create a brand and a business. I wasn't going to just be up there posting vlogs and think that this is going to be the end all be all of my life and my kids' life. I had to know that I had to be able to pivot to make it into a business. I believe going to college or just getting life experience and going to jobs, like being fortunate enough to work where I work at has afforded me to be able to learn about business. You have to learn a business side because a lot of these content creators, you have to know about paying your taxes. You have to know about like being compliant with certain things when it comes to the FTC guidelines. All these things are extremely important. And if you can't read contracts, because what if you starting out and you don't have an agency? Like I have an agency, but I still can read a contract, or I'll just get Dom to read it. I still can read a contract to know what the backlash can be.
Yeah.
Because if you do something wrong, then that brand basically can sue you and the platform that you're posting on as well. So I would never tell them not to go to college. My goal for me to tell them is I think that college is an excellent strategy. Depends on what you're taking up. But it's an excellent strategy to combat the whole content creation era. Like you gotta know these things. I mean, when I'm writing a script, I'm like, oh my God, you have to also be creative. And it's not just, oh, I just post this video. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Is that the only way to make money from a brand deal? Do they get money from like clicks and views?
Yeah, you get money from clicks for TikTok, but that's short-lived.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable. It's not scalable. It's like, okay, 1 month, the first time I posted, I got close to $10,000. I've never made that much since 2023 or 2024 because they don't really want to. They change the guidelines. They don't really want to pay you out. I mean, you might get paid a few thousands here and there, but in order to make that kind of money, every video has to be like in the million views because you get paid, and they have to be able to understand that as well.
Yeah.
It's per milli clicks. It's a CPM. Like you got to be able to get paid per 1,000 clicks, and it has to be a video over a minute long.
And what's the rate? What's the CPM rate?
It depends on your videos. It depends on how fast your videos is moving. Because sometimes if your videos is moving really fast, it might get you up to maybe $1. Sometimes only 20 cents. Sometimes when you got a lot of videos moving at the same time, it brings it back down. It doesn't bring it back up. And then maybe if you got one video, then it'll be like maybe a little bit over $1 or $2. But when you got multiple videos running at one time, over a minute long, and they're both getting traction, it brings your clicks down. It brings your per milli down.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of people don't know that. And I see all these videos, just post the content, just post the content. Not letting these kids know what is actually behind it.
Right.
And thank God for the PYM program because they are, I mean, besides me teaching my daughter what goes into keep creating content and being an influencer. And I say the biggest thing is the contracts, but yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, so it's interesting because 20 years ago, what was it, 2025? So 20, 25 years ago, a lot of things that we grew up understanding, like work hard,
Yep.
Figure out what you're gonna get a degree, figure out what you're gonna do, get off the video game.
Yep.
Now people are watching people play video games online and streaming,
Yeah.
so a lot of kids are following. So you're at a school, and you hear the kids' conversations. Are they talking about that at all, or is it just that school is just like a higher level school? They don't even think about it like that.
Yeah, I mean, at that school, 100% of the kids are going to college.
Yeah.
Whether it's a 2-year college, a specialty college, or a 4-year college, somewhere overseas, they're thinking about college.
Yeah.
I think when you're talking about the smaller schools where, parents are coming in, they want their investment to pay off in the end. And for most people, that means a college degree, even in this day and age. Just going back to what Glo was saying, I just wanted to add, don't limit yourself to just being a content creator. Like you were saying, a lot of people start off on Instagram or TikTok and they're making funny videos. But what's your end goal? Like, do you want to be on stage? Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be an actress? That comes with contracts, that comes with business decisions, that comes with building a team. And I think if you do have an opportunity to go to college and learn those fundamentals, even if it's a 2-year school that has a special program for this, right? I think that could be extremely valuable for you. I think we're in a day and age where kids learn different, kids experience things different, and colleges are being more innovative in that space to make sure they have those. You know, our schools are being more innovative in that space and making sure we have those resources. So, you know, the way that we looked at college coming up is much different than the way that they're looking at it, and they're looking for those specific programs, or they're just not going at some point.
And it's, I mean, the business of college on their side, the university side, has changed dramatically over the last 2.5 decades.
Yeah.
You know, going into, I graduated high school 04, were you 03?
High school, 02.
02?
Yeah.
So going into college back then, it was, all right, you know, St. Joe's was, I think, 38,000. Now they're like closer to 72, 75. Drexel's almost in the 80s, I believe. And so you got state schools like Temple, who are public schools, where since 2017, Temple has a $200 million deficit. You know, going into this school year, Temple has a $60 million deficit on the budget, which means like there's $60 million missing on, you know, having plumbing done, or having like food ready, or having security, wherever the shortfall is, they got to make it up somewhere. So you have a unique situation. D1 athlete, you've been working in high level education for years, you've been in the admissions process, but you also still have nice ties with your alma mater, Pitt. So where do you see the college business model now in 2025 going forward? Like, is it sustainable? Are some colleges going to go away? We talked a little bit about it with the NIL piece too, so can you kind of jump in that a little bit?
Yeah, I think some colleges are definitely going to go away.
Ooh.
I mean,
we've seen it here.
Exactly.
Like 5 colleges closed
exactly.
in Philly, right?
And there's going to be more, I mean, nationwide. I think we're at a point now where schools are just going to have to make a decision. Do we want revenue, or do we want bodies in the seats, right?
Explain that.
So if I'm a school that's traditionally used to getting a ton of students in my university. Back in the day, when tuition was $30,000, you had more full pay families, right?
Straight out the boom.
$30,000, I write one check.
Bang.
Now it's $70,000, right? The doctors and lawyers that used to be able to pay the full load or the full freight for a college education, they can't do it anymore. Right now, it's the crypto people or the content creators. Those are the ones that are generating the money. And for the most part, if I made a ton of money doing crypto, I'm not sending my kid to college.
I'm gonna teach
him how to do crypto. I'm gonna teach my kid how to do content. So I think that's really hurting our universities. So I think that, you know, that's the first thing they have to decide. I think another thing, a lot of it just revolves around real estate.
That's the model now.
That's the model.
They jumped into it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Villanova. You know, Villanova bought up 2 colleges. Right. They bought Cabrini and part of Rosemont. And my idea, my guess is that they're going to use that for housing. You know, you brought up Temple, and you know, there's the news that it's the largest incoming freshman class in a while. But the issue is, where's everyone going to stay? Right? Are they going to have to return some deposits in the August, early September? And then after ninth grade, I'm thinking about high school. After their freshman year, they're going into their sophomore year of college. You know, there's no more freshman dorms, right? So now you've been in Philly for a year, you've been in North Philly. You know, we've seen, you know, the string of violence that's happening. North Philly is a beautiful place, right? I've played basketball there. I've hung out there when I was a kid. I love North Philly. But you can't escape the facts and why enrollment is dropping
for
Temple and some of our other schools. And I think a big part of that is sort of safety. And like you said, you lose $200 million, and now you're in a hole $60 million. You can't pay for security. You can't pay for the extra cops on campus, right? You can't pay for those things. You can't buy up real estate in the area and fix it up. So I think it's just a trickle-down effect. So that's just like a clear example of Temple has to say, do we want to remain this huge university? Do we want to keep competing in Division I athletics, right? Do we go to the USCAA, right? Do we do things like that where we're more of a small college and we're able to sort of keep our school open? last thing I'll say is that people, since 2008, just stopped having kids. Right, so this graduating class, this graduating class, this graduating class is going to be the largest graduating class for like the next 10 to 15 years.
Seniors, you mean?
Senior high school seniors.
So kids born in 2008 are graduating high school this year, 2025 or 2026.
26, yeah.
So they're 17, 18.
Yep.
It's going to be the largest class. Yep. You heard it here first, y'all. It's the real bottom line. After 08, they just stopped.
No more kids were born.
Yeah, it wasn't no boots knocking no more. So, but you see the data. This isn't just hyperbole. Like, you're in admissions.
He's
in it. So he sees class sizes, not only for the school that you're at, but in the region. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. We deal with youth too, but in a different aspect. On the soccer side with youth sports. But the admission. Well, number one, the admissions office. If you never gave it up for your admissions person at your school, like, give it up, because you guys remember everything.
Everything, you have to.
Like Howie, shout out to my man Howie. He's now the president at Mercy. I asked Howie this kid's name. He's like, oh yeah, the kid from such and such. And it was like 7 months after he did a tour. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
But you guys know a lot of data, so it's not coming from just like he saw his mama told him. Like he's Mike does this. So 08, there's been 09, 2010, 2011,
just a decline. Then we had the pandemic. Right.
And they're banging on.
Yeah, 2008, you have a recession.
They got the spaghetti drink on their head, banging on the pot because they was at home all day.
Exactly. Like, I'm not having no more kids.
Yeah, they can't even do the bubble in joint. They're Scantron. They don't even know how to do Scantron. We gonna get cut off before we get to episode 3. Go ahead.
But no, man, I think that, at the end of the day, there's a lot of factors that's going to affect college enrollment.
Yeah.
The inevitable thing is the dip in, in population.
Just
bodies, available bodies, and that's where the competitive piece comes in. Schools like, different schools are going to have to make different decisions, right? Do we get rid of this athletic program?
Yeah.
Right? If you're
Chestnut Hill? No, not Chestnut Hill. What's the other one? What's the other one up there? Bryn Mawr.
Bryn Athyn.
They got rid of their sports.
Exactly. And, Bryn Athyn is working with A&C to house some of their students there too.
Yeah.
So how does that affect Academy New Church as well, right? So it's always going to be a trickle-down effect. But yeah, man, I think there's just some hard decisions that are going to have to be made. I think schools are going to have to do what's best, for them, in the economic sense, in the revenue sense. And I think that's shrinking. Selling off real estate that you're not going to need anymore, selling off some buildings, holding on to the historical buildings that are near and dear to the universities.
Sure.
It's going to break my heart, but also cutting the athletic programs, right? If I've read something where I think Temple is paying the upwards of 6 figures to use the link every year.
It's crazy.
And where's the return on that?
There is no ROI on that.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think that, but at one point there probably was, right? When they were winning all those games, they got people going to the NFL, but you have to be able to sustain those things.
Sure. And
if enrollment is dropping, right, then I can't offer a student athlete a full scholarship because I'm not bringing any revenue on that, right? So you have to start making tough decisions like that. So it's a tough situation, but I think that schools and universities should definitely do what's best for them and look for the smaller options.
But you talked about 2 things that are crazy on the curriculum side. Number 1, the crypto. Number 2, content, right? And so, again, just going back to 2004, 2008, I graduated with a business management degree from St. Joe's, and we had 1 entrepreneurship class. It was like my senior year, it was half a semester. It was entrepreneurship, right? So, but now there's a whole entrepreneurship curriculum at St. Joe's and other schools too.
Yeah.
And content, I liken content to back in the day, similarly to like, if you're from the hood, you know guys that can just draw. Like they can just draw anything.
Yeah.
And we didn't know that your ability to draw was directly related to like everything on earth, right? Architecture, graphic design, shoe design, car design, engineering.
Yeah.
We didn't know that growing up. We didn't know, like, yo, Dale, my man Dale, shout out Dale Harrison, he could draw anything.
Right.
And he just did it just because he liked to do it.
Right.
We didn't know graphic designers that were making $250K a year. And like, yo, bro, you know, you could just do this for Nike.
Right.
That would have changed maybe, I don't know what Dale's doing now. Last I heard he was in Saudi Arabia doing military work. But at the end of the day, you know, when we talk about content, is there a way for schools to say, hey, if the gap is content creator or us, does a temple dive into like, yo, this is how we can create a specified major in content creation and giving them the platform, learn how to read contracts? Is that?
You have to.
Yeah.
You have to. I mean, I think all that ties into a business school too.
Do they make it like a 2-year program? Like, is it?
Yeah.
Does that? I know schools have a lot of issues with accreditation, so like 2-year degree, 4-year degree, it changes a lot, but they have to adapt though, right?
I mean, I think when you're thinking about things like that, you have to sort of cater to the client, right? I mean, the client is a content creator. You know, the attention span of people has dropped, right? So we could sit. Remember when Vine came out? It was 6 seconds. That was perfect.
Who?
Exactly. That was perfect for that generation, right? And now, you know, just starting to see a decline in attention span. There are shorter rap, R&B, pop albums, songs. Everything is sort of taking a dip. So I think if you do create a 1.5 year, 2-year program for people to come in, even if it's just a certification program or something for them to get just the education behind what they're trying to do, I think that can help you tremendously. But I think you just got to get creative. You have to pay attention to the landscape. You have to get, you know, some younger people running in the streets, asking people, taking surveys, doing the research, collecting the data, and coming up with a strategic plan that'll last you for the next 10 years until AI takes everything over, right? And
that's a whole
all the different conversation.
Whole other thing.
But yeah, I think it's a unique space right now for universities, right? I think that, you know, a school like Villanova, a school like Pitt, they're sort of getting ahead of the curve with some of the innovation that they're doing with their business schools and engineering schools. Incorporating technologies into every single space, building up facilities. You know, Pitt had a thing with housing all their freshmen. They partnered with another college up there and got extra dorm space, right? So just making decisions like that. But again, no one's going to be able to avoid the dip. But at least in the meantime, you can make different decisions to sort of, you know, carry you through the next 10, 12 years.
And then from your seat, and then also from Glow's seat, so your seat, you get to see parents come into a private school situation, but you also get to see them make decisions about college. So what do you say to a parent that if they ask you like, hey, how do I choose the best college for my son or daughter? Like even with someone like Glow, like her daughter is going to college in the next 5 years. Like what are some of the things to look for, you know, in choosing a good college?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing I was saying earlier. It's just you got to pay attention to your child and what they love to do. You know, if your child came up in a smaller school environment, a little more laid back, doesn't like big crowds, you might want to look for smaller schools that offer similar programming. If you want your child to experience something different, your child is tired of small school space, you send them to a bigger university. But I think really paying attention to your child, figuring out exactly what they want to do with their life, with their career. You know, these kids have their lives figured out at 13 now. And it's not like us when we was just like, I want to be in the league. Right? They like, I want to start my business. This is what my logo is, my brand is. They got everything figured out by 18. And it's your job to assist them, along with their college counselors and other resources, to assist them in, you know, getting them to the right situation for them. You know, I've been fortunate to work with a college counseling office and also a head of school that says, we don't have to send our kids to the top schools in the country. Yes, they could probably get in those schools. They do get in those schools, but will they be happy there? Right. Will their experience be genuine? Will their experience be a great 4 years or 5 or 6 or 7 years? Right. So I think I think the most valuable thing is listening to what your child wants. Still being a parent, but also realizing that your child's away from you for 10 hours a day, right? You don't know your 10-year-old or 14-year-old anymore by the time they're 17 or 18. You just don't know them anymore, right? The teachers and administrators know them a little better than you. So just partnering with your child, partnering with the school to make sure that you're making the best decision for the person that has to live out those 4 or 5 years is probably the best thing.
Yeah, and then we had this conversation offline. NIL and NIL and content go hand in hand. So I'll go to Glow real quick, then to you. So Glow, on the content side, a lot of these athletes are saying, "Hey, I'm a content creator first, then I'm a D1 or D2 player." How do you? I'm not sure how you've seen it, but how do you see how that's affecting? Like social media and AI, and like, where is that going now? Like, I know you said that the platforms change all the time. Do you think the more content creators that come out, especially when it comes down to like brand deals and NIL, does it water it down for everybody else? Have you guys been affected by that kind of wake, or?
Not really. So what I see a lot of the times is when it comes to content creation, it's almost like being an entrepreneur too.
Right.
So people will say this is what they want to do until it becomes
It gets hard.
being consistent and getting 200 views on a video for like 2 years or 3 years. Everybody doesn't have the bandwidth to continue on being consistent to make it to that level.
Yeah.
If someone is saying they're a content creator first, it's strictly because of money. Instead of thinking, how can I build a fan base, build a brand, build a business, connect with my followers, a lot of people be more focused on going viral. And viral isn't always the answer. Because for someone like me, I don't want to necessarily go viral, because going viral also isn't sustainable. Because who is being shown my video? Is it going to be people that are going to initially end up buying from me if I post a link to, a brand that I'm using? No, not necessarily. That doesn't mean that. So when they say they're a content creator first, what actually does that mean? Are they building up? Are they looking past when they're done and what this means for their fan base and what this means for the people that they're posting for and their followers? Like, what does that actually mean? And I think nobody really answers those questions. Essentially, they don't answer those questions all of the time because, what does that mean? I like to grow organically and grow slow because I'm trying to build with my followers. Like, I want like-minded moms. So when my videos first went viral, it was all negative. Like, it was a lot of negative moms. So I had to pivot away from that. And I'm like, I know there's a way to be on social media and exist without controversy. It shouldn't always have to be controversy.
Right.
You should be able to post every day with all good intentions and good outcomes and good feedback, as opposed to getting negative comments, which a lot of platforms will push that. So I think that they have to answer that question, because it can't be just about the money. If it's just about the money, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it.
That's what NIL is driving. For me, but you're closer to it because soccer, we don't really get NIL deals. Some basketball and football, it was.
Yeah. I don't get an NIL deal either. I wish I did.
I was like, man, that cutoff was 2010. I was like, damn, bro.
Almost
They
made
used my
it,
image
man.
one time.
No, I think just going back to the content piece. If you are an aspiring athlete, you want to play Division I college. I think you have a unique opportunity to use content in a positive way.
Sure.
Right, where you may say, all right, I don't want to make money off of this, but I do want to market myself. and this is a skill that I'm teaching myself. So, you know, it's very rare to go to a workout and not see cameras set up.
Yeah,
right.
That's
from
driving me crazy.
Yeah, but that's just the way of the world, right? And then the benefit is, you know, the college coach that may have to drive 3 hours to come see you work out can now see it online, right? So it's just more accessible for everyone. But also I'm getting to get my content out there, right? It may be a game where I had 0 points, but I dunked on somebody, right? Or I caught a one-hand catch. That was my only catch of the season. I could post that. That could get millions of looks. I could get a scholarship off of that.
There was a guy that was he had 0 receptions his senior year, but he had great tape, like running routes, doing different. So he went down to, I think it was in North Carolina. He was it with Wake? I think he did a camp with Wake, and they were like, "Oh, yo, you can play. We're gonna give you, you know, based off his tape and something going on there, we can give him."
But that's the marketing side, man. And honestly, I think that's great, right? If you're doing it responsibly, you know what you're doing, right? I'm marketing myself. I'm not.
It's just so different. Like
it is.
We never had no cameras.
It is. No. You had to get in the gym.
We never had no cameras.
3 games a day.
Never had no cameras.
3 games a day. But just going back to the college landscape, even right where. You're talking about certain basketball, football programs where, you know, if Mike is a booster, I may say, I'm going to give you $1 million to build up your program.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying I'm giving you $1 million to sign Dom.
No, yeah.
So the money isn't going to your program, it's going to Dom.
Right.
But now you have to pay the content creator. You have to pay your compliance people.
Right.
You have to pay for legal guidance for your athletes, right?
Yeah.
You have all these different expenses now. And a lot of, like the top 100 or so universities, they're gonna be able to keep up with it, right? The Kentuckys, Dukes, you know, Pitt, they're gonna be able to keep up with everything. There's going to be a lot of schools that aren't able to keep up and struggle and sort of fall into the wayside and have to make different decisions. So, you know, NIL is a great thing. It's a great thing, but it's definitely having an impact on colleges and universities across the board. You know, used to always, I know when you were in school, I know I heard a lot when I was in school, you know, why is the school paying for you to come here and play basketball? I think a lot of students are getting that answer now. Right? You're coming here you're paying me a scholarship to play basketball because I generate revenue. And now instead of the school or the program getting that revenue, I'm getting that revenue direct. I'm getting a cut of that revenue directly now. And I think students outside of that are really going to feel the impact, whether it's dorm space or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, economically, decisions on the parent side to like, do I send my kid to Temple? And we're not picking on Temple. We're just using it as a case study.
It's such a staple in Philly.
It's such a staple in Philly. For the school size of Temple to struggle with finances, struggle on the NIL side, they can't keep up on the NIL side with their staple sport, which is basketball. You know, because football wasn't a big program, isn't a big program there. So to your point, like it's going to be 5, 6, 7, maybe even sooner than that, where a lot of schools that have been programs have been like, yo, we got to decide whether we even have sports. Which means how much of that budget is leaving, you know, from boosters that would come watch the games or come buy tickets. Penn State, not Maine, but some of Penn State satellite schools, like they closed up.
They're closing.
Just because it's like, yo, it's not worth it for us to keep a school in Giblet, Pennsylvania, right? So. As a parent, looking at is college right for your kid, wrapping up, understanding the child, understanding like their comfort zone, understanding like what their outcomes and expectations are, but also research the school too. Is the school financially viable? Like, is it solvent? Is it going to be open in 8 years after they graduate? Is that degree going to even be available? Like, worth it? You know, there's kids that graduate from the Art Institute, their degree means nothing anymore because it doesn't exist. So you can always reach us, Mike. This is what he does every day, all day. Do you have like a Instagram that they can like ask these private questions about like,
for sure.
Education?
It's Cook Expert Consulting on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, so just straight for the educational piece. If you're a parent, you're like, hey, I got questions about enrollment into a private school, enrollment into secondary school, or like the college admissions process, Cook Expert Consulting, Mike is there. But if you want to get me, and Glow and Mike. You can follow us at The Real Bottom Line. Click the link, subscribe, add us, make sure you're getting all of our updates. This is episode 2 of The Real Bottom Line. We're coming back with episode 3. I'm gonna find some more crazy stuff to talk about. And Mike's gonna be the good conscience
I'll be
of
right
the
here.
show. And then Glow's always gonna keep us in check too. So appreciate you guys.
All right, guys.